Hello, we are in Treasury Automation work group, and usually we record the first part of session where we go our development updates. And the updates are coming from December and early January, and which means a lot of holiday was there. There was a somewhat expectation from my side that I will do some development, but eventually I didn't come around it. But early this January, I did kick it off a little bit and started research and test filtering issues. So again, we have this annoying thing that I made last quarter about filtering, and there is a huge issue with that is because I wasn't actually able to recreate the situations. So yeah, it's probably going to be ongoing problem. However, I did few updates somewhere regarding um, some sequences, not directly related to filtering like core activities, but the way the like buttons work. So mm, there are some things that I updated, but mostly I did nothing. Most of it's just research and trying to figure out how to how to fix it, how to find out the issue. And then improve data table visualization. So here is the fact that in quarter 4 we had this table documentation. When I did that, I did actually skip the source mapping updates, which was one of the ideas, and wanted to push that to the GitHub because the current version is pretty good enough. So this is what I'm talking about. This source mapping, I skipped it because it is still quite intact and as it is currently. And the second thing is you, Andre, had some tables and stuff. And so I slightly changed it and I added the basically the table columns from my side, all the tables that are we are using and all the
Yeah.
configurations and then also
Okay.
from transaction pooling. So I find these the most like relevant ones that we might want to look into. And that's like basically this all documentation is precursor for the when we now have this. I guess I'm not sure is this treasury tab the new treasury tab, but what we want to do is that we want to unify all of this information I have in
Yeah.
here also into somewhere here. So in future, that instead of
Yeah.
having local tables, I may still have some local tables, but I start pulling most of the information.
Yeah.
Um, and only difference might be this data cleaning sheet because all of this information, not all, but most of the information will come from dwork data or some Google Sheet stuff that we import.
Yeah.
But all the rest of it theoretically should come from Treasury tab. So, yeah, one thing I was missing because I don't
Yeah.
have the individual connect wallet connection. Wanted to just need what kind of tables or structures are in the um, in the dashboard itself, because that's the end goal, I guess, what we want to achieve. We do have this a
Yeah.
middle, so the contributions sheet itself. So right now we are extracting half of it out um, as a
Yeah.
like as an extra dashboard. So I'm wondering if we also could replicate that into Treasury tab at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about this. Um, I might, because when I first bought the app, I didn't really consider it connecting to a Excel. So I might, because data structures are not, because you've got the records and the distribution. Maybe if we, if the end goal is to make it work together, I might have to build a new system that's specifically designed for that, so we can have that database, because the current database is going to have to create extra tables. It's going to add more complexity. I think the idea is to build a new database that is more compatible with this collaborative environment. But we can talk about it to that. So we can put that. But I was thinking it might be better to create a fresh database that is very efficient at doing this kind of to work between the two systems.
And if it's already on chain, then it technically already has transaction there included. It just doesn't have this kind of view. So yeah, the view may change. It's just you may have some statuses less. So there could be duplication. But yeah, anyway, so that's the documentation part. Improve participation sheet. So that's the place where it's basically where we assign rewards for participation. I think that's the update. They're updating the Google Sheet and doing some improvement selection and stuff. Then created to show conf buttons in insert sheet. To show. Okay, so yeah, there is a new feature now. So if you remember, we had in the insert contribution sheet when we are doing this task label stuff, then often we are finding now that either our automated configuration is giving us like a wrong value, or it doesn't give us expected value. So now if there are two new buttons, that will basically, by clicking it, uses the select, so you select the row by clicking on the task label, the same way you populate the buttons on the top, and then it moves you to configuration and filters or highlights the affected wording, that what the configuration is being affected by that row of lines, and then sorts by color so that you see basically the top changes on the top. Yeah. So we will learn more about it on operations, so we share it again there. But hopefully this will now then kind of alleviate the fact for those who are not that Excel savvy to find the correct point and filter and all this stuff to update the configurations. And that is from my side.
I didn't really work. I didn't really work on any of these automation stuff. These are that catalyst stuff is for proposals that we manage with Felix. And the only thing that's SNet, really SNet, is the last one, the dashboard. There was we remember we made those changes to see how much. What happened was each month there's a specific allocation, and it didn't show the month for January when we started. 22, I can't remember, but it didn't show the 1 month. So I just had to go fix. So that does show up now. I also updated the budgets, but all the other updates on DWork is other stuff. It's not really SNet. So do you think I should separate the other stuff from the S stuff so it's easier to?
No, that's why we have these other updates, because, well, We do
Oh,
swarm development.
oh, I see.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, well, the catalyst milestones probably are something that it's not even anywhere how relevant, but I think it's fine. I mean, it's can
Yeah,
it's
not at
complete.
all. Yeah.
It just complicates for us. All right, that's the updates. And now we're working months are starting, so you can expect more stuff coming up. And in the call, we will look at a bit our future, the budget sheet, but I don't think we will touch on that for too long. And then we will move on to the proposal and reporting stuff. Thanks for watching.